So clearly Russia's role in the industry, the energy industry sense, is very prominent, and perhaps in some ways as prominent as US, China, in the way of being one of the biggest producers, and US and China two of the biggest customers or users of energy. In the global sense, and in the sense of our story, of course, the US and China's significance is very much so in the sense that they're the biggest economies, and therefore they drive the global economic perspective more than any other nation. And at the same time, they're the biggest users of energy, and maybe even more importantly, they're the biggest emitters of carbon and other environmentally related emissions on the planet. So I think we'll continue to focus at these two for those purposes, but clearly from a supply balance perspective, Russia is one of the most important. So in that sense, we're very keen and interested to see, for example, how the gas markets around Russia and Russia's gas balance develops. And of course, Russia's role in oil is undisputed and extremely important as well. That leads to important questions on whether Russia can open up the East and how aggressive it will unlock the Arctic. And that in its own right will have an important impact on oil supply in particular. And at the same time, at this moment, we don't see necessarily that being a huge factor in the coming decades in supply, other than Iraq. And we have not been surprised by the fact that there's lots of instability, particularly, of course, at the national level in the Middle East. But I think the concerns people had 12 months ago, I think, been proven incorrect, because it still remains relatively stable. And at the moment, of course, all we see missing from the equation is Libya's production, and that will come back over time. So the concerns around Saudi Arabia have, I think, been unfounded. And even if we look forward, we still see relative stability from a political perspective. But at the same time, of course, the way that the Iraqi balance will be accommodated will be quite important in seeing how OPEC functions as a whole. And then finally, we don't dispute the importance of OPEC in the way that prices developed. And that will continue to be the case.